Are you ready to heal from what hurt you? If so, stick around because I've got 10 tips that actually work, and I speak from experience. So let's dive right in. These are 10 ways to heal from trauma. Number one, and I'm sure that you've heard this before, is to find a good therapist. Find someone you can actually trust and open up to. Listen, I know that it's not easy to trust after you've been traumatized, but at least find someone who you can speak to and open up to and tell what's going on. That way you can actually process it and hear another perspective, maybe gain some tips and insights on different ways that you can do better and calm yourself, soothe yourself, and find different coping skills. Try to find someone that you don't feel judged by. And here are a couple therapies that actually help trauma. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, which is basically talk therapy, where you talk to the therapist and tell them what's going on, your thoughts, feelings, and they help give you ideas back and different coping skills. And then there's also EMDR, or eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. And you can look into the EMDR a little bit more. It's a little more complicated. Tip 2 is to start journaling your thoughts and feelings. And this helps you to get them out and process them. Whenever we get traumatized, the bad thing that happened to us gets stuck inside of our brain and our body, and we keep going on this loop over and over about what happened. But if you can process your feelings by writing them out, it can really help you to ease a little bit of that stress. I journal every day, and this helps me to gain some perspective on what's going on inside my mind, and also to be able to calm down. It helps me to see what I'm feeling and to validate myself. And, anybody who's been through trauma really needs that validation that you're not crazy. All of these intense emotions and thoughts that you're having aren't crazy. They're just a byproduct of what happened to you. Step 3 to healing from trauma is light exercise or moving your body in ways that you enjoy, such as dancing, yoga, swimming, going on a hike, anything that can help get your blood flowing. Trauma gets stuck in the body. It's not just stuck in your mind. So after you've been traumatized, you might feel more easily alert and your heart starts racing more, or you're always watching everywhere you go to see if something bad's gonna happen. Also, you probably store up a lot of stress by the end of the day because you're so hyper vigilant. So getting that exercise really helps you to get some of that out and to process what's going on, not just in your brain, but in your body as well. Exercise also gets your endorphins flowing, which support mental health. The 4th tip to healing from trauma is to create a safe space for yourself. Now, this could be your bedroom, another room in your home, or even your entire home. Make it special and make it safe. Make sure that your doors lock just fine, and make sure that your home is actually somewhere that you enjoy. Because I know that after trauma, you don't feel like yourself anymore, but you deserve to have at least a little bit of comfort. Maybe you can do that by painting your walls and making them a color that makes you feel joy or makes you feel safe and comforted. Maybe you could get a couple decorations around your home that actually light you up inside. You don't deserve to be suffering all the time. You deserve some joy in your life. The 5th way to heal from trauma is by practicing calming activities, such as coloring, crafts, listening to nice, calming music, or maybe playing with clay, different things that you can do to just help you slow down and process. These activities remind you that you're safe, that you're alive, and that it's okay to have joy and comfort. One calming activity that helps me is to take a nice warm shower. In the shower, I can just focus on how the warm water feels against my skin and not think about all of the other stuff that's going on in my head. This really helps me to bring me back to the present moment and to just relax and actually enjoy where I'm at. Tip number 6 is to find a bigger purpose behind your pain. Now, I know that whenever we go through a traumatic event, it feels like the end of the world, and it feels like we're gonna be stuck there forever, and that that's our life now. But the truth is, whenever you've gone through something big and difficult, it means that you're growing and expanding. I know that you're injured and wounded from what happened to you, but that doesn't mean that you can't create something bigger from it. You've been through this horrible event, and I know that it's not easy, but that helps you to grow into somebody who could help someone else who's also gone through a big, horrible event. You can be a sounding board. You can offer advice, and as you grow and heal, you can help somebody along the way to give them tips on how they could heal too and how they could grow. Or maybe you could just be a more compassionate person, knowing that you've gone through something so painful and seeing that other people go through painful things as well. Maybe you can be someone that's there for them. Maybe you can be a support to them. Tip 7 is to create a safe, healthy support system. And yeah, this means setting boundaries with people who are toxic to you or who hurt you. In order for you to have a safe, healthy release and people that you can count on and trust, you have to get rid of some of those relationships that hurt you, people that you can't trust. And I know it's not always easy. Sometimes these people are family members. Sometimes they're friends. Sometimes it's hard to give up family members and friends after you've gone through something hard because you just want someone who's there for you. But in order to make space in your life for people who are supportive, who do love you and care for you, who you can trust and count on, you have to be able to set boundaries with those people who you can't. Step number 8 is to stop abusing substances. I know that it's really common for people after they've gone through trauma to abuse substances, and I've been there. I speak from experience. But let me tell you something. Using substances never helped me to heal. In fact, it just dampened my emotions and kept me stuck where I was at. I wasn't able to fully process through things because I was just numbing down what I was feeling. So maybe it'll help you survive for the short term, and I know that it helped me. But maybe you can find some other ways in order for you to cope with your emotions and with the trauma that you faced instead of dampening and numbing yourself. Because trust me, it's not going to help you to release the trauma and heal. It's just going to keep you stuck where you're at. Step number 9 to healing from trauma is to create a healthy relationship with yourself. All of the tips I mentioned before help, but spending time alone with yourself is really going to help you. I don't mean spending all of your time alone. I just mean spending some time here or there to get to know yourself and recognize the sound of your voice. Do you have a compassionate voice on the inside? Or do you have a voice that blames you and shames you? Try to take note of that and challenge that voice if it's the latter. When you can get to know your inner voice, you find out what you really need, and then you can nurture and honor that. Tip number 10 to healing from trauma is reminding yourself that you're safe when you're triggered. I used to hear the washer or the dryer going, and it was this loud booming sound in my head, and it freaked me out every time, and my heart would start racing. Or I would hear footsteps down the hallway when I lived with my family, and I thought that somebody was coming to hurt me. And my brain really thought this was real, and my heart started racing and getting ready to defend myself. But what really helped me in the long run to not go to that place of panic every time was to pause, recognize that I was being triggered, and to calm myself down, to tell myself, you're safe in this moment. Nothing's coming to hurt you. It's okay. The more that I did that, the less those loud noises or sudden movements bothered me. I was able to recognize that this is just a trigger to my trauma. I'm not actually being traumatized in the moment, and it's okay for me to calm down, to breathe, and to feel safe where I'm at. Eventually in time, this helped me to recognize that my environment was safe. It was a safe place, and I didn't have anybody who was coming to harm me or hurt me at any moment. I want you to remember that healing is a process. And if you could survive that horrible, traumatic event, I truly believe that you have what it takes to find healing and peace. I have one more bonus tip before we go, and this one helped me profoundly. It's okay to look to your spirituality and to God to find healing. God is always there, even in your darkest moments, and He's there to comfort you after they've passed. So it's okay to pray and to look to God for healing as well. You can find it within yourself to heal, and you can also use God to help you heal through it as well. I hope this helped you, and I'll see you in the next video.